Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. This video is dedicated to those super givers. Just people that always feel like they have to help. They have to do this. They have to do that. They have to try to save someone. And usually in the process, they are sacrificing themselves. They are depleting themselves. There's an imbalance there, and they're becoming this sacrificial lamb. Now, this channel talks about narcissistic abuse, so we could clearly see where the narcissist would want all of their supplies and everyone they ever talk to, of course, to be a sacrificial lamb for them. But where does that leave you? And that's what I want to talk about in this video, because we have to stop, some toxic patterns and behaviors. But we have to be mindful and aware of ourselves to even begin to, be able to reverse or alter or change our ways, right? So are you in situations, or do you feel like you are constantly in situations where someone else is having the upper hand, where you are always giving and there's an imbalance of what you're receiving or what's being reciprocated to you? You always feel like you're getting the short end of the stick? Do you feel obligated to stick your neck out, to go out of the way constantly for people? If you're answering yes to many or all of these questions, yeah, you have an imbalance going there. And somewhere along the line, you were conditioned or you perceived that your worth stems from coming to the rescue, from being that giver, being that doer. Now, I read a book, years and years ago on love languages, and some people do like to show their love by giving and doing, but we have to have that self-love first, because we really can pour from an empty glass. If you're all depleted and beat down and you've given all your energy externally, what do you have to give yourself internally? We have to put into ourselves. That's why we have to eat every day, and we have to hydrate ourselves, and we need exercise, and we need sleep and rest. These are the physical things that we have to do. But we have to also take care of our soul and our spirit as well, and not just our physical body. We have to have time for ourselves. We have to put into ourselves. We should be doing that better than anybody else in this world could ever do for us. We should be setting that example. If someone meets you, they should see how well you take care of yourself. And they would know from that, hey, look, she ain't gonna let me take her off that course. And the same thing for you fellas as well. Because men, you guys neglect yourselves as well. A lot of times you almost have to be married to be forced to keep your doctor's appointments and to keep up with your health. And that's just external. And we're not even talking about the emotional and the psychological in a society that's still, pretty much condemning men showing their feelings and expressing themselves in a certain way. So, this goes for everybody right now. But we don't have to have this save the world mentality. That's not really, number one, you're not going to save the world. There's billions of people in the world, okay? And that's not a negative thing. Our life purpose is about really ourselves. And I don't want to sound narcissistic in that sense, but we have to learn and love and grow within ourselves so that the people that are coming in contact with us, they're going to get our best version, and we're going to affect them in the way we need to affect them. But God will use us in our poor state as well, and let's take the narcissist as that example. The negative things that they did to us actually propelled us, or could, if you chose to let it, propel us into a positive space. So, sometimes the negative experience can actually be positive for us. So it's not only, of course, just our best foot forward, but I don't want to digress here. The whole purpose of this video is just to reinforce and to just, drop a thought out there for you guys to stop feeling like you have to come to the rescue. You have to go out of the way. You have to give your last. Even when it's inconvenient, even when you're exhausted, even when, it's not in your best interest. Stop being the sacrificial lamb. Because you're sacrificing more than you know. And then what do you have left? And quite honestly, some of you aren't even in a position to be doing that, but it's so engraved in your minds that you still do it. A friend called you with a problem and you feel like you have to come to the rescue every time, even when it's not really within your means. It could be irresponsible of you to do it, but you feel obligated because they're a friend and you do care and you want to help. But it's okay, because we can't always save the world. And you're like, well, this isn't the world. This is my friends. This is my family. But what I mean by that statement is sometimes you can't always say yes. Sometimes it's a no. Okay? Sometimes it's just a no. And that's what it is. And we can't be having that guilt behind doing what's best for us. Because that's what it boils down to. Having the courage and having the self-esteem and the self-love to know how to not only recognize what's in your best interest, but doing it. Because sometimes we know that we're giving more than we should. We know that we're overextending ourselves. We know that we really can't afford to do this. But we've been conditioned. So I want to encourage someone out there, or many of you possibly, to work on this, to begin to work on this. And you're like, well, how do I work on this? How do I stop always being the sacrificial lamb? Well, the first thing we got to do is acknowledge it, of course. The first thing we really do have to do is acknowledge it. And then think about how this plays out in your life. Or is it a set of people in particular? Are you just like this with everyone? Think of the specific situations in which you are doing this, so you can understand that pattern. Now, once you start understanding, okay, I'm with this with my closest family members, I'm with this with such and such, what you can do is start working on your interactions with that person or those people. Start working on your interactions. It starts with changing your behaviors, and you might have to start out smaller and build yourself up, or you might just say, hey, this is just going to end today. I'm going to just be 100% authentic. But I know sometimes it's not always easy to just do that 180. And that's why we have to start doing things, and that will help us guide us to that. Like if you have a hard time saying no, you can start by just giving yourself more time to answer people back. Don't feel like you have to jump in there and give an answer right away, because you're going to probably say yes, because that's what you're used to and conditioned to be doing. Okay, so what you might want to start out doing, someone comes up and makes a request from you, a family member or a friend or a coworker or someone, it's like, I'll let you know. That will stop you right away from giving that knee-jerk yes, because you're going to feel guilty looking them in the eyes and saying no, because you have to build up that muscle. But I'm telling you, once you build that muscle up, it's going to be like the most freeing thing ever. You're not going to go out of the way, and you will truly only do things that you sincerely feel like doing, nothing more and nothing less. And that is a beautiful thing. That is an amazing thing that you can do. Okay? It is the most freeing thing. And then you're working out of being authentic. And it's all going to be sincere at that point. So that's one thing you can do. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. And think before you speak. Because sometimes we're just used to being that yes person. We're not really even thinking about it. Like, really consider, should you be doing stuff? And that goes along with giving yourself time to answer people back. And sometimes there's emergencies. Well, still take the time that you need. It's on your time and not theirs. Don't let someone else's emergency become something that makes you do something faster than you would have done it, if you're going to do something at all. And then sometimes you might not be able to do all of it, but you can counter people with, okay, I can't do this, but I can do this. And they can take it or leave it. Because you're not responsible for anyone but yourself. I mean, unless you have children, of course, you're responsible for them. But, we're not talking about that per se. I mean, our adult children, they could, play on you as well. And I guess you could somewhat relate this video to that if you're going through that. But I just want you less prone and less attractive to a narcissist. A narcissist doesn't want anyone that's really got a mind of their own, that's going to stand up for themselves and that's really taking their time and thinking about things. They want someone that's a people pleaser, that's a yes person. So we're destroying these traits so that we're not even appealing to them. And even if you attract a narcissist, because you got it going on, and they like it, people that got it going on, because if they're attached to it, guess what? It makes them look good. Now they look like they have it going on if they hang around with winners, of course. But once they see that you're not going to give them that supply beyond perhaps them being able to toss that name out there or take a picture or be by your side, they'll weigh the weight of that. You certainly won't be able to be the primary source if that's all you're going to provide. They may either downgrade you, or they may find it, that's not enough supply for them on any level, and, they'll be done with that. So either way, you're protecting your best interest, and you're not overextending yourself, exhausting yourself, stressing yourself out trying to solve everybody else's problems, depleting yourself from yourself. And then some of you depleting yourselves from the people that need you the most, because you're spreading yourself thin. If you do go out of the way for someone, if you do go the extra mile, let it be for the people that actually have really earned it and deserve that in your life, not just every Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's a sure, fast way to spread yourself thin. Okay, guys, I don't want to ramble on with this, but I hope that this helps someone, of course. And if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And you are also always free to share any and all of my videos. If you want coaching from me, go ahead and email CoachLakia@gmail.com. I have books on Amazon to help you in your healing process as well. All this information is in the description of all my videos, guys, okay? So until next time, let's get closer to being our authentic selves. And if you are already here, wonderful. Wonderful. I'm definitely proud of you. Stay there. Maintain that. All right? All right, guys. Until next time, take care.